Hello, welcome back to Coating Gaming. We are here for episode number 41 of our Football Manager 2018-16 Munich series, and this is going to be the end of season review transfer episode in the first cup game of the season, at the end of the first season that we appeared in the Bundesliga. Now, as you can see, we finished in 12th place with 12 wins, 6 draws and 16 losses, with a goal difference of -20 and 42 points. We had David Otto as our top goal scorer with 10 goals, which wasn't the greatest return of all time, but still decent for the lack of chances we created. Ryan Ledson was the highest average rating player with 7.21, Marcel Brock and Harold Streller with 7 assists each, and Ramakic with the best pass completion rate with 91%. Ryan Ledson with 4 Player of the Match awards, Bagade with the most yellow cards, and the most red cards was shared between Brock, Otto and Ledson. And as you can see, we currently have, down in the corner here, the overall balance of 30 million, and we have made 30 million this season, and we've got a transfer budget of 1 million currently, with a wage budget of £411,830 per week. And let's get into the end of season review stuff. So this is our overall best 11, with Koenigsmann in goal, Streller, Hartwigsen, Huth and Matos across the back four, Ledson, Efkan and Dressel in front of them, with Loretta, Otto and Brock rounding out the front three. What is Efkan doing these days? He is still at Union Berlin, but he is transfer listed. And I believe Dennis Dressel has retired. Yes, he has. He has retired as a player at 26 years of age. Played for VfL Bochum after us. But he played definitely quite well again for us. And loving that Otto is in the team of the best 11. We've got Joel on the bench, Batiste, Etienne, Grealiger, Slattery, Erdmann and Steiniger. Slattery not be given the starting lineup here is a bit unfair here. He has been by far our best player. Or maybe not. I would have said he was one of our best players this season, but apparently with an average rating of 6.93, not the best. And let's have a look at the where are they now. 3 members of the team are retired. The rest continue to be involved in football. Streller, Kusterman, Brock, Otto, Koenigsmann, Loretta are still with the club. Dawn is currently playing for Bayer Leverkusen, Joel at Real Sporting. De Gijon, Efkan plays for Union Berlin. Steiniger turns out for Darmstadt. Johan Etienne is at Valenciennes. And Anton Batiste is at Gazellec, Ajaccio, in France there. Huth turns out for Munich 2. Johan is at Sandhausen 2. The other players featuring the side are Schultz, Dressel, Grealiger and Erdmann. And as end of team rewards, the goal of the season is Ryan Ledson against Munchen Gladbach. Let's have a look at that there. With a somewhat normal team there. Well, yeah, no, definitely that was our strongest team against them. So let's have a look at this goal. Streller is on that side. Does he cut it back and he has a long shot? Yeah. Yep, that's Ryan Ledson. Yeah, that was a fantastic goal. That would make it 3-0 as well. That was a great... Oh, no. Yes, it was 3-0. That was his... Great game to score in. Signing of the season was Harmet Ertelt? What? He didn't play. He played for Bayern Munich... not Bayern. 1860 Munich 2, our B team, and did very well. 5 goals, 7 assists, 2 player of the match is fair enough to him. And the young player of the season was Streller. I think we went through the stats earlier on. Yes, we did. Season review, where are they now? Done that. I'm just going to... what do they want? Anything new? Fight bravely against relegation within wage budget. Make the most of set pieces is weird. I will accept that. Squad dynamics. End of season break. Yada, yada, yada. Training camp. Short Italy. and I'll do the season review in a second. But let's have a look at the squad now. Let's just look at the main squad, and we'll have look at the least potential players. So these are the people that we will probably move on. Marchetti, Pryor are definitely to be pushed out the door. Anyone that's old as well in here. Königsmann's old, and Christopher is old. Christopher might leave as well. There are a fair number of players. There might be high turnout or turnover of players this season, but Flora might go out on loan or might be sold as 19. There are a couple of people that might need to be moved on in this transfer window. And I guess with that out of the way, have we actually found? No, we haven't found. Let's discuss plans. Relegation playoffs. Nope. To avoid the drop, yeah. Okay, so they think that it's going to be hard for us to avoid the drop, even though we finished 12th this season. So, sure, we'll go forward a couple of days and see what our initial budgets are, which are here. Otto pens a new deal. Transfer revenue has retained player sales to 100%. Fair play. Initial budgets is £10,475,000. That is going to be an issue. What's the current finances looking like with the projection involved? Okay, so we don't really make that much money. This could be an issue. Right, well, I'll see what I can do in the transfer market, and I will see you at the first game of the season with the transfer roundup. And here we are. We are on the 10th of August 2025. We have got our first game of the season, which is an away game against Schott Mainz in the first round of DFB-Pokal. And this is what we've done in the transfer market. Let's go have a look at the transfers and see what has happened. Right, so let's look towards the outs here. We've sold 10.5 million. We have then brought in 26 million players worth of 26 million players in for that. So let's have a look at some of the notable outs. We sold Marchetti and Huth both to Bochum. Nicholas Kuhn has gone out to Kaiserslautern. Pryor to Augsburg. Ruben Toll to Sandhurst. Omar Richards to Rotherham. Some people on a free. There's a loan for Robert Flora to Eintracht Frankfurt for the season. I believe there is a clause in it that they can have him. No, there is not. Okay, fair enough. We sold Scott Cook to Cambridge United. Alex Rice to Preston. Putz to Heidenheim. Heidenheim was a loan there. Loretta got sold to St. Pauli for 5 million. Christopher to Dynamo Dresden for 2.2, and we've loaned out 2 players here that you will not know, because if we now go into the ins, you'll find out why we've loaned them back. So first off, Ardi Mafundu from Schalke, who was on a free. He is a centre-back who can also play at the base of the midfield. He's currently 2.5 star with 3.5 star potential. Not the greatest of all free signings, but he's on the loan list. If they want to loan him for a season, they can. He's only on 6,000. It was pretty much, he was free. We'll keep him for a season. We'll sell him off, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of money from him. Might play some games for the or for the B team. We then got Mark Wright from Manchester United on a free. He is a decent 21-year-old English player, current 3 stars, potential to be 4, maybe 5. He is a right-sided winger who only plays as winger, can't play inverted winger or inside forward because he's only right-footed, but decent player. And I believe he does come in as the best player. Yeah, he does come in above Marcel Brock on that side. So hopefully he will be a little bit of improvement. We then got Andreas Lettner from Lask Linz, 18-year-old, 1 for the future, 1.5 star current ability, 3 maybe 4 star potential. Not the greatest of all, but he was free, so maybe we'll sell him off for some money. And then we go towards the actual bulk of our spending. So we spent 2 million on Matthias Oranjo from Corinthians. He is a Brazilian under 20, left midfielder, plays inverted wing or inside forward. 3.5-star current, 3.5-star potential, 2.7 million rated. Pretty decent. Leading player from those two Bundesliga sides is a bit of an issue. But that is an issue we have pretty much across the team. We then bought Sydney Cristiano from Gremio for 1.5 million. He is another left midfielder, 18-year-old this time, so a little bit younger, on peanuts, but does look quite good. He is an unsporting personality, unfortunately, and he's currently operating at 3-Liga level, so we might be looking to loan him out for the season, because if we look at his star rating, he is in the under 12. Yeah, he's for the B team, so we can't compare him just now. We then spent 3.4 million and then 3.2 million on 2 Polish players. So Jakub Krominski from Legia Warsaw, and then Dariusz Sapa from Lech Poznan. So let's have a look at Krominski. He comes in as a 3.5-star player as a central midfielder. Pretty decent stats all round, 2.9 million rated currently. He's more clinical in front of goal and currently operating on 2 Bundesliga level, which seems to be the theme of today. And then we got Dariusz Sapa from Poznan for 3.2 million. He is another midfielder, 2 young Polish players, both 20 or 21, I think they are. Sapa is 20. I think Krominski might be 21, but he's also 3.5-star potential to be 3.5-star, maybe 4.5-star, and he's a fairly ambitious player. Passing good, technique good, vision good, acceleration, agility good. And then we went and signed Jonas Dykman from Augsburg for 1.1 million as well. He is a right back to provide competition for Matos and Springer. Matos might be potentially moved on at the end of this season or halfway through the season, depending on what happens with Springer, because Springer can still play for the under 20s. I believe they're under 20s, are they? Under 19s, sorry. So Dykman comes in as a little bit of rotation. We then spent 300,000 on Demba Fall from Dambaz FC. He is a 20-year-old Senegalese player. This probably wasn't the best. I took a gamble. We were apparently in for him. I took a look at him without fully scouting him and went, for 300,000, I'll give him a go. Probably not the best signing of the all. He's only valued at 175,000, so maybe a bad mistake there, but we'll find out. He is another option. We've then got Kylian Munot from Auxerre for 2 million. He's a pressing forward with fantastic stats. He's a wonder kid. Basically, they wanted a lot of money for him, but we managed to dwindle it down, and they accepted a loan back for 2 million. So we bought him for 2 million. We loaned him back for the season, unfortunately. But he can be recalled, so we can get him back in January as well if we want him to. They are paying 5,500 of his £25,000 a week contract. And then the next one as well is another one of those loan backs, and that is Marcus Buttenschon from Hamburg, 5 million. This guy, he's incredible. Look at it. He's a complete forward or advanced forward. Currently only 3-star ability, apparently, but I don't believe that for a second. He had some fun in the last season of the Bundesliga. He's scored goals for the Bundesliga for 3 seasons consecutively. That was for Bundesliga 2. But the last 2 years, he has been playing well for the Bundesliga, so we brought him in just because he looks incredible. Tries first-time shots, plays 1-2. My kind of player. But he is loaned back to them for another season, and can we recall him? We bloody well can. So we could get 2 reinforcements in the striking department if we want to in January. And then we signed Carlos from Gremio. Again, this was 7.25 million, so quite a big jump from the rest of it. It was his release clause. He was meant to be better than he looks. So here's a defensive midfielder that can play as a centre defender if we wanted him to, but he won't be playing there for the majority of the season. He is valued at 4.3 million. He's 18, 6 foot, in fairly sporting. Again, only currently operating at a 2 Bundesliga level because we can't really attract anyone or have the money to attract anyone that is much, much better. So for today's game, we have the starting 11 of this. We have Maguila in goal for his... This better not be his debut. I think I've played him a few times before. Nope. This would be Maguila's debut as a 22-year-old Brazilian keeper. 6'4". My God. We've got Gilani, Sahinovic, Schmidt and Dijkman across the back four. Custerman at the base midfield. I didn't realise that I loaned Custerman for a season and a half. Hence why I bought Carlos. I panicked. It was slightly a mistake, but either way, we've got Ledson in front of him, and partnering Ledson is the new boy Krominski. We've got Liga, Brock, and Santos up front. Liga might have his position potentially stolen definitely stolen currently from Araju. However you pronounce his name. It might just be MJ. It's going to have to be MJ, isn't it, for the other guy? He might have his position stolen, but let's kick off this game and hopefully we can go out there with a bit of a win. There has been some big scorelines, 7-0, 4-0, 4-0, 4-0, big scorelines in these. So far in this round, I have selected 3 substitutions outside the 9 I am allowed. I am aware of that game, thank you very much. Let's get into it and see what we can do here against a team full of all regions, apart from one. Interesting. Let's have a look. We are the favourite. We're the favourites here. Go out there and make sure they're left in no doubt as to why. I mean, Dijkman loved it. He's probably a bit anxious to get his competitive debut underway with a win. And hopefully we can do. We should do. These are a 4th tier in the German league system club. They're from the regional leagues, the amateur leagues. So we should easily, I say that as I'm on key highlights, we should easily be able to absolutely stomp these guys. But currently, nothing's really happened. We've had 4 shots from bloody everywhere, but none that actually hit the target. We now have a free kick that went deep to Zahinovic, who picks the ball up on the far side, crosses back in. Lega is there. The keeper makes a fantastic save. Santos not even remotely quick enough to react, and we have a corner on that far side with Schmidt to take. Ledson goes for the near post, but they get it clear, and Brock will pick it up again, and hopefully we can recycle this ball. Krominski now, Schmidt on that far side, goes back to Dijkman. And the move fizzles out there, unfortunately. And quite frankly, I'm not liking the fact that we haven't scored. I am going to go positive for the last couple of minutes. Santos picks the ball up from the throw from Dijkman into Custerman. Can we get it out wide? Ledson is there. Krominski finds Santos, who is aiming for the shot. There was no chance that was going to actually hit the target. Liga picks up from there. Poor clearance. Gilani again. Everyone's just, what are we trying to do here, team? I'm going to put Walton into the box on, because they're having shots from outside and it's not doing anything. And I'm going to aggressively go here. I am far from pleased what I just saw there. Santos not having a good game. No one's really having a good game. And we need to find at least a winner in this. I didn't check what the board wanted me to do this season. They want me to fight against relegation in the league, I know that, but I didn't know about the cups. It's Dijkman with a corner state. Liga with there, and he gets his first goal of the season from a corner. We are making the most of set pieces like they wanted us to. And it was a beautiful goal. Drew the man into the near post runner, or the short corner option, and then Liga with a header at the near post. And everything is going well. There is something we are going to do here, actually. While we're against this team, I'm going to go to throw-ins. I'm going to go on attack. I'm just going to tell him to throw long. Because I feel like this might be overpowered. And if we score from a long throw in this now, I'm definitely going to switch to that permanently. We have another free kick. Schmidt with a header hits the top of the crossbar and goes over. And we are sitting on a precarious lead here. I'm going to demand more from them, because this is a team we should be easily beating. And I'm inclined not to really change anything or any of the players. But they could easily nick an equaliser here, and it could very much upset me. Schmidt and Sahinovic pass the ball around and find Maguila as well, who then goes long. Santos does pick it up into Ledson. Goes wide to Brock now on this near side. Can he find a cross here? Passes it to Dijkman, who tries to go around his man. Brock gets found. Santos with a poor effort towards goal, and they do pick the ball back up. And we are pressing quite well. Dijkman gets pushed, I believe. Yeah, he does get pushed. And we are probably going to make some substitutions here. Custerman is going to have to come off. Carlos comes into the team for, it's definitely his debut. Ledson comes in. Some of these morales here, I need to sort these out. I didn't realise they were that bad. We'll get Slattery on. And yeah, we'll get Sapper on as well for Kraminski, who's a bit more of a natural deep line playmaker. We apparently had a long throw there, maybe? But there is a throw in now, an attacking place. There's an option to do the long throw, but we don't find anyone from it. And it's not really working. I'm going more direct. Drop it to balanced, and rapidly approaching the 94th minute here, which will call an end to the game, but oh god, there's 30 seconds and they have a free kick. This could be embarrassing. Sapper picks the ball up, finds Carlos, out to Brock, into Carlos again, Slattery, Sapper, and we are going forward now. Sapper running forward with options in front of him. It goes back to Carlos, and then Slattery sprays the ball out wide, but it's not found our team, but we do eventually pick it up with Sapper, finds Dijkman, and now he's through. He checks back for some reason, but the final whistle has gone, and we do win that game. Only 1-0. There was only 3 shots on target. That could be bad. I'm going to say that was a bit of laugh. We weren't good enough and have to step up against better opposition. We really do. And I might need to sort out that morale issue there. And we have got through to the second round of the Cup. What do they want us to do? Reach third round minimum, and we fight bravely against relegation. So let's jump forward. Send us into that. We receive some money there. I'm up for the Polish squad. Let's jump forward to the draw, and let's see who we get in the second round. Here we are for the draw of the DFB-Pokal second round. 32 teams go into the hat for 16 matches to be drawn, with teams as varied as Bayern Munich, Schalke, Sandhorst and Karlsruhe. Let's view the draw. Hertha Berlin, Karlsruhe, Ingolstadt, Bochum. We are at home against Köln. Okay. Oh god, where did they finish last season? 14th. Okay. That's interesting. And then you've got Bayern, Heidelheim, Magdeburg, Paderborn, Leverkusen, Mainz, Leipzig, Nürnberg, Dynamo Dresden, Freiburg, Dortmund, Greuther Fürth, Holstein Kiel, Eintracht Frankfurt, Augsburg, Kaiserslautern, Schalke, Union Berlin, Werder Bremen, Wolfsburg, Sandhausen, St. Pauli, Stuttgart, Hoffenheim, Hamburg, and Hanover. There is only one team left in the cup that is not from the top 2 leagues, which is Ingolstadt from the 3rd league, who they did just get relegated out of the Bundesliga 2. That's very interesting. So we face Köln. It's worth noting that we have not lost to Köln in the last 2 meetings between the two sides. Currently holders of the competition are Augsburg. Okay, that is interesting. So when should we come back? Let's have a look at our schedule. We could come back for that game, but I think we'll come back for we'll play a couple games. Oh my god, Hoffenheim, Mönchengladbach, Leipzig. Oh my god, this is going to be a painful season. I think we should come back for Hertha Berlin and Bayer Leverkusen for those 2 games, and I'll play the first 3 games, see what happens, and you'll join me for them. So thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you click that like button, comment and subscribe. If you do end up subscribing, make sure you click the notification bell to stay up to date with everything on the channel. But until next time, goodbye.